Today's episode, I'm going to talk to you guys why do landlords and property owners hate Airbnb? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of my YouTube channel. I am Rafa Loza. For those of you that don't know me, I've been investing in short-term rentals for the past 5 years. I've built out over 150 current units now. Currently in my portfolio, 35 in operations. They are all rental arbitrage. Just recently, we started purchasing. Now, in the past year and a half, 2 years, short-term rentals have gone extremely popular. They've been around for years, but in the last 2 years, they've gone very, very popular, okay? Why is that? Because people are starting to catch on how much money you can actually make on Airbnb. With that being said, what's happened is that this very specific model, which is the rental arbitrage model, has gone even more popular. Why? Because I said before in my prior video, you can get started with very little money down. And we'll make another video for that on the startup cost for you guys so you guys can see and get you guys some ideas on what it really requires to get started, because it is one of the best businesses ever. Because rental arbitrage became so popular, a lot of people out there have decided that, hey, if I take my apartment and put it on Airbnb, I'm gonna make a bunch of money and I'm gonna be rich. Which is kind of the truth, right? You might not be rich, but you will make a ton of money. Generally speaking, you can make a couple $1,000s a month in profit with one bedroom apartment on Airbnb. With that, when people start doing this, it brings its own set of problems. You get random neighbor, 22-year-old kid, not against you 22-year-old kids out there, okay? Just using examples here. Younger kids who aren't educated, or even older people who are educated, I guess the age doesn't really matter. You get a lot of people who haven't educated themselves about short-term rentals. And they show up to these giant REITs, and for those of you that don't know what it means, REIT is a real estate investment trust, okay? They go into these giant REIT apartments, and they will ask if they can rent an apartment out, and then without the property manager or the manager knowing, they'll put it up on a website like Airbnb. And that's where lies the problem. So many property managers and owners now have such a sour taste in their mouth about Airbnb because so many people are now doing it. What does that mean for us? It means that whenever we try to come in and get an apartment up to do it the right way, because we've been educated, right? By watching YouTube and learning and mentoring and getting educated, we will get turned down. Apartment complexes will tell us no, property managers will tell us no, because so many people in the past have came in and ruined it for us. We have what we so-call unprofessional operators. The people who think they can just go out and rent an apartment and put it on a website like Airbnb, like I was just explaining, and they think that they can make a ton of money without actually putting any thought behind it. They don't do professional design. Professional design is huge. They put very little money into the furnishing of the place, so they don't care who comes and goes, so therefore they have to drop their rates. And we'll make another video about this too, on how to get your nightly rates correct. And then, because they're new and they've never done this before, which is fine, you know, everybody learns as they go, guys. You don't have to know everything. It's always really good to get started. But when you're starting off, it's important to know at least how to handle tough situations. And a lot of these people who will put up a website on Airbnb without permission behind the manager's back or behind an owner's back, they don't know how to deal with bad guests. They don't know how to kick guests out. They don't know how to shut down parties. They don't even bother to shut down parties. They don't know how to deal with the neighbors. And so the list goes on and on and on. So what does that mean? Whenever somebody that does this without permission goes into an apartment complex, their first guest causes problems, the neighbors get upset, the neighbors go complain to the property manager or the owner all of a sudden knows that there's an Airbnb in their building. And what does that mean? It means nobody else is allowed to do it again. And so because of that, a lot of property managers and a lot of owners really do hate Airbnb. The second reason is, as you all know, Airbnb has a very negative perception out there because of the media. Now, all media is good, right? Any type of viewing is good, whether it's negative or positive, the name gets out there. Airbnb's done a very, very good job at marketing, but they've also done a very, very good job of hiding certain things and letting certain things happen. I know a lot of you have seen the Airbnb parties out there. We've all seen them. I've seen them, right? Recently, there was a shooting at somebody's Airbnb and a bunch of kids got killed. Senseless crimes. Just don't shoot anybody, guys, please. Now, here's the thing with this. Because the media portrays Airbnb in such a negative light, every single time you bring up the word Airbnb to an owner, immediately they think parties. Because that's what you see everywhere. Oh my God, beautiful house by the beach, the deck fell because they were having a party. True story. Oh my God, somebody got shot because they were having a party. True story. Oh, there was a kegger that happened at the neighbor's house 2 days ago and it was an Airbnb. True story. Not my stories, but I've seen them all on TV, you know? And then you have the dreaded, there's cameras inside the Airbnb. Quick tip, do not ever put a camera inside your Airbnb, okay? Please, just don't do it. Don't cross that line. Don't be weird. It's creepy. Now, because of this media coverage, I've never seen good things on the news. Like I never see, beautiful polar bears or nothing like that. It's always negative stuff. But anyway, because of the media always portraying Airbnb in such a negative light, whenever you bring up the word Airbnb to an owner who's invested a lot of money in their property, they're immediately going to think, oh no, we can't have Airbnb because it's going to be bad guests, parties, shootings, mainly parties. But that's the second reason why. Now, the third reason is because a lot of these people that don't know what they're doing, right? The people that think they can just throw anything on Airbnb. Now, there's two examples to this one. The first one was people who do this in an apartment building. The second one is people who do it in houses. They go and rent out a house, or they own a house, whatever's your, flavor of water here. You can't go out and put a property on Airbnb on a top-notch neighborhood, guys. Let me make that clear, and I'll explain what I mean by that. People are putting properties or houses in nice neighborhoods on Airbnb. Imagine your grandma and grandpa in retirement in their beautiful little neighborhood, and then their neighbor builds up an Airbnb and starts causing disruptions because the trash cans get left out, or because the neighbor's guests are parking on your driveway, right? Or in front of your house. Your grandma and grandpa can't sleep, so they get upset, right? Then they start talking to the neighbors, then a neighborhood watch starts, and then they complain to the city. And that's where the problems arise. Every single city that's dropped an ordinance, and I'll do a video on ordinances for you guys as well. Gosh, I'm getting all kinds of great video ideas from this. But what'll happen is the city will then decide to pass a law or an ordinance against Airbnb because Mr. I don't know what the hell I'm doing over here decided to throw up an Airbnb house in the nicest neighborhood in the city where there's a major neighborhood watch with nothing but old people. It doesn't have to be old people, okay? That was a joke. But anyway, these are some of the main reasons why owners and property managers hate Airbnb. So for us that come in and try to use other people's properties for Airbnb through rental arbitrage, it makes it very difficult for us to be able to get that yes. And rightly so. It should be. It should be difficult because the people who put in the work to get the yes, doing it correctly, should be rewarded and should be allowed to do this as a professional business. Hopefully this was helpful. I know it's kind of a big long rant here, but I'm going to be dropping videos like this to give you guys ideas and examples as to why people really do hate these type of things and to put an explanation behind it. Let me know in the comments below if you liked it, if you thought it was stupid, if it was a waste of your time. It helps me make better content. I really do want to bring you guys the best stuff out here about short-term rentals. Again, I've been in this for a long time. There's nothing I haven't seen. With that being said, I love you all. Stay safe. Don't throw parties in your Airbnb. Do not put cameras in your Airbnb.